Cardano has been trending down for such a long time, and we are starting to see videos from YouTube influencers are saying that Cardano is in trouble. Is it? Let's find out. This is the daily chart for Cardano, and the data I have is to 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on November the 6th. After Cardano broke out consolidations around the beginning of August and ran up from about $1 all the way to 3/10, and then began this retracement since the 1st of September until now. Very much traded sideways, but trending down slowly. Right now, Cardano is straight down 1%. And it's trading at $1.96. What's really disappointing is over the past 2 weeks, Bitcoin ran up. Most of the other blockchain cryptos follow and ran up. Look at Solana, spike up from about 130 all the way to 244. Avalanche ran from around 50 to 80. Same with Polkadot. Polkadot almost double as it spiked up from around 25 all the way to 56. And yet during this time frame, Cardano, being just so pathetic, did not even stabilize. Actually, it was trending downward. Dropped from about 240 all the way down to right now below $2. No wonder why I've been getting a lot of messages about what's going on with Cardano. Is Cardano in trouble? Especially when we are starting to see video like this here. Cardano is going to zero. Cardano could go to zero. And that sort of title really got people nervous, especially if they are a Cardano holder. So they click. All I can tell you is this is a clickbait. I wasted 2 minutes, watched his video just to see what the guy has to say. And to be honest, I feel so dumb after watching his video. This guy intensely misquoted Charles Hoskinson so he can make this sort of clickbait videos. Alright, too much with that garbage. Let's see if we can look at Cardano purely from this technical perspective and see if we can determine which direction that Cardano would likely move in the short term as well as the long term. Now, Cardano was in consolidations most of December of 2020. It was trading in its very tight trading range and then finally broke out. Ran from about 18 cents all the way to $2.46. And after that major spike up in price, we saw the price retrace, drop all the way down to about $1, bounce up, but get rejected. So what happening is Cardano was trying to find a bottom, and it finally found bottom right at $1 mark. Because every time when the price dropped to that, it found buying support. We saw this downward trend, test the $1 again, bounce up, and this time build momentum, and then stage another run up. Then Cardano spiked from $1 all the way to $3.09. Same thing happened. We see this sharp price drop, reverse direction, rejected, retrace. Finally, it kind of find bottom at around $1.85 because every time when the price drop, bounce right back up. And now it's trading over that. Another thing is when the price spike up from this low to this high and then retrace to about $1. If we look at in terms of how much it retraced based on this Fibonacci retracement from this high to about $1, we are looking at about 61.8% retracement. This is very normal. I've seen the retracement typically go from about 38.2 to as low as 78.6%. You always have this sort of retracement after this major spike up in price because traders who bought in right after the price breakout, they would take profit once the price hit the target. And now if we look at the same sort of retracement when Cardano ran from $1 at this point all the way to about $3.09, the retracement is exactly around 61.8%. So there's a very good probability that this $1.85 could be the bottom for this retracement. Another thing is when Cardano spiked up and then retrace started this consolidations, the whole process took about 3 months. Then the price broke out. And if we look at what's happening now, after Cardano spiked up and then started this retracement, Right now, it's almost 3 months as well. So history were to repeat itself. And if we look at how Cardano was doing, it was forming a descending triangle with 1 as the major support price. We are seeing the same thing here. Cardano is very much forming the descending triangle with $1.85 as this major support line. Now, examine the volume when the price spike up. Volume spike up. When the price retrace and consolidate, volume slow down. The same thing when the price spike up, volume pick up. And then when Cardano entered this consolidation phase, we can see the volume slowing down. Looking at the Bollinger Band contracted really well. The width got very tight. After that, major spike up in price. Ran all the way up. The Bollinger Band get way overextended. Then the price started to drop and then consolidate. The Bollinger Band contracted. It get to the point where the width of the band is extremely tight. Then after that, we saw this major spike up in price. And then again, the Bollinger Band get way overextended. That's why Cardano started this retracement and then consolidations. At this point, we see that the width of the band get very, very tight. Very similar to right before the spike up. Also, another thing to observe is at this point, the band get very tight. After that, the price slowly retrace even more. This is more like a shakeout period. And once it tests the support, bounce right back up, and after that, the price broke down. I see the same thing here. Right at this point, the width of the band get extremely narrow, similar to this. And then after that, we saw this price drop. Very much the shakeout period. So there is a very good probability as part of this shakeout period, the price could retrace and retest this $1.85. My expectation is it would bounce up. Looking at the stochastic oscillator, when Cardano was in this consolidation mode, the signal line were pretty much in this way oversold territory. And now we're seeing the same thing again. Another thing to observe is prior to this major run-up in price, during this consolidation phase, the candles are very short in length. And that is the same thing that I'm seeing right now. These candles are very short. And right now, Cardano is in the process of trying to stay over this 10 days moving average. So based on all the indicators that we have just examined, there is a very high probability that Cardano is near or very near the end of this retracement and consolidation phase. It likely found bottom at $1.85. So the key is for Cardano to trade over this red line, which is the 10-day moving average. So the price that I'm looking for is at $2. I like to see Cardano trade at or above $2 and stabilize over $2 for at least 2 or 3 days. Then begin to run up, retest this 50 days moving average and cross over that. If Cardano can cross over the 10 days moving average and stabilize over that, then we are definitely going to see the next bull run. Now the question is, what is the target price for this bull run? When Cardano ran up to 246, retrace, and then spike up to about $3.09. If we just base on this Fibonacci extension, we are looking at roughly about 1.27 times. Assuming history were to repeat itself, then we are looking at the possibility for Cardano to run up to about 345 or maybe 350. So let's just draw this line right at about 350. What I like to do is just verify that, and a quick way to do that is this is the high, and just connect that with this prior high and extend that. That would give me a channel. And what I like to do is extend this line so it touches the low point right before this thing spike up. And if we're looking at this channel, Cardano has very much been following this channel. Ran up, established its all-time high. That's when it tested the resistance, retrace, pretty much hang on to the support and bounce up. establish another all-time high at 309, then get rejected, hang on to the support, and then as part of this new bull run, it's going to bounce up and then likely test the resistance, which is right at around 350. So it seemed to match up really well based on we see how Cardano has been behaving in the past. So right now, Cardano is absolutely boring, very much similar to what we've seen around the July timeframe. But I do believe that Cardano is due for this next run up in price. For me, I am continue to be very bullish with Cardano and continue to accumulate until the price reaches $2 and just patiently wait for Cardano to do what it needs to do, because there is no doubt in my mind that we are going to see another major bull run very soon. That's it for this video, and don't forget to click that like button and reward me with a like if you appreciate the content that I'm presenting. Also, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button and subscribe, and make sure you turn notification on. And if you have Twitter, make sure you follow me at VietMaxim, because I provide constant update on all of our favorite cryptos.